Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I wasn't living my true self. I would have, I probably would have been dead by now from other reasons. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Mm.
It was real. I would have been living. I would have been alive, but dead inside. Absolutely. There is, when I look back at photos of me, I've got the long hair. Yeah, I've still got the nails and whatever, but I was like all about the exterior because I was afraid of showing who I truly was. But now, my goodness, you see me on a good day? Great, you're lucky. You see me on a bad day? Great, you're lucky. Because now I don't care anymore. I don't care what other people think. I don't care of other people's opinion. Unless you're going to tell me something that's going to make me grow, I don't care. When I say I don't care, I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm not hurting
Mm.
anyone. I'm not
Mm.
hurting anyone. So that's why it was a blessing for me because I wasn't living who Grace really is. This Grace would have been, Grace, I need you to do this. Okay, I'll do that. I really wanted to do this, but I'll do that. No, now I say no. No, it doesn't suit me. To the point where with my husband, I was afraid. I was afraid to make fun of myself. What would he think if I made fun of myself? My husband cries laughing when I do stupid things. And you know what I mean? But I was afraid to show that. I was afraid, what's he going to think? I
Mm.
was afraid to say no. Grace, we're going to have this tonight. Yes, we'll have this. And I'll be sitting there miserable thinking, ugh. Now I say, no, I'm not having that. I'm going to have this. And he's so okay with it because the blessing is when you finally figure out who you are, the right people will recognize you, see the change, and come on that journey with you. They will not try and pull you back into your old who you used to be. Did I get rid of a lot of people? Yes. Did a lot of people drop off the face of the earth when I got diagnosed? Absolutely. But I look at that as a blessing as well because people come in for a reason and a season. And I think to myself, you needed to be there with the old Grace, but you wouldn't have suited the new Grace. And that's okay. I send you love, but I'm going to go left and you're going to go right. And that's okay. So I think that's really, really important. Absolutely important to do so. To get rid of that trauma and really find who you are. Absolutely. I live by
Mm.
it now.
Mm. Yeah, so just to kind of summarize, what I've got from you is, first of all, to put it one way, your cancer was a culmination of all the trauma that you experienced. And obviously carrying that for the rest of your life wasn't going to be the optimum thing to do. So that's one thing. And obviously the work you did in Peru, etc., that really helped you with that.
Mhm.
I think the other thing that you learnt to do was to love yourself.
Absolutely.
That was another thing. I think another thing that you also learnt from the experience was to set boundaries and to learn to say no to other people. There is a saying that your yes has no value until you learn how to say no,
Wow, that's a good one.
right?
Yeah.
So you've set some values to live your life by. And I think the other thing that I got from what you were saying there was that you were giving people conditional love, right?
That's right.
If I do this for you, I want this back, right?
Yes.
But what you've learnt to do, and now obviously we can't always do this 100% of the time because we live in a material world, but I think what
Hmm.
you've learnt to do is to tap into unconditional love.
Yes, that's so true. Yeah, absolutely. So
So
important.
that's quite a journey, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. And and I wanted to touch on like, loving yourself. One thing I get the women to do because I learned to do it's very hard to do is I can stand in the mirror now and say, Grace, I love you so much and I've got your back. I'm not going anywhere. You say that to yourself. It takes your breath away when you first say it because you're actually looking at yourself like a friend would and say,
Mm.
I'll always be here for you. But imagine saying that to yourself. I love you so much. I'm not going anywhere. I've got your back and I will never let you down. I will always be here. That's my soul speaking to me. Grace, I will always be here no matter what happens. I will always be here. And about the unconditional love, doing plant medicine also allowed me to see and just keep seeing more than just the external now. I see the person now. I see the soul now. And it's not because I'm psychic. It's because now the soul's opened up. It's not the mind that's judging you anymore. It's the soul opening up. So when I see people, whether I get along with them or whether I don't, and that's okay, I see that. I see the person, the essence, and I think, that's okay. You're just on a different frequency and you're good
Mm.
on your frequency. And that's
Mm.
okay. But that takes a lot of work. A lot of work. And like I said, 6 years later, have I learned? Absolutely not. I'm still learning. That's part of the beauty of it. Absolutely.
Mm.